Hey everybody, this is Jeff Margreiter. We're here in the nursery at Udell, and today I wanted to talk about ecological gardening, not only in the context of talking about pollinator plants, but talking about host plants, plants whose foliage is necessary for the young, the larvae, the caterpillars of a lot of these pollinators to feed on. And one of the big ones, the plant that really comes up with any conservation-minded type person, someone who's trying to buy a plant for ecological gardening, a lot of the time it's really this butterfly weed. And the monarch butterfly, although it does love this plant specifically, it really can feed, the larva can feed on the leaves of any milkweed, almost any milkweed, especially these native ones. And there are a lot, there's swamp milkweed, there's whorled milkweed, there's a whole lot out there. So it really doesn't have to be just butterfly weed. And coming over here talking about some plants that have host-specific relationships with some insects. This one is Eryngium yuccifolium. This one is called the rattlesnake master, and I think it's really catching on in the horticultural industry. I think a lot of people see how unique looking it is. It's called yuccifolium because this foliage really does resemble that of a yucca plant. So this plant is the sole host for the Eryngium borer moth. It's actually critically imperiled in the state of Kentucky. So it's really good to plant more of these guys. And beyond just that, they're really great for pollinators. They host bumblebees, sweat bees, flies, beetles, all kinds of predatory wasps that help deter aphid populations. So this really is one of my favorites. Another one that's of really great importance is the blazing star. So the genus is Liatris. This is Liatris spicata, although there are many different species of Liatris, and this is one that's really popular in the trade. So there is a genus of moths called the flower moths, and there are two specific species in that genus, Skinia, that feed exclusively on the foliage of blazing stars. So it's important to plant these guys too. And aesthetically, they're one of my favorites as well. They always have these tall spikes of really cute lavender purple flowers, as well as this grass-like, thready type of foliage. And one of the others that's really well known amongst more the ecologically minded gardeners is the spice bush. So this is Lindera benzoin. A lot of people know about the spice bush swallowtail. So the larva, the caterpillar of that butterfly, needs to feed exclusively on some of the species in the Lauraceae, the laurel family, and a big one is spice bush, but that also includes things like sassafras and the bay laurel. There's a specific chemical in the leaves of members of that family that butterfly, the caterpillar of that butterfly, needs to consume. And we did, just a moment ago, we did find one of the tiny little early instars of the spice bush swallowtail. So clearly the egg had been laying. This guy hasn't really whirled up into his silk netting yet, but that's kind of what he's trying to do. I can see his head wriggling back and forth. So we're going to let him be, and he's going to curl up in the leaf and then pupate and become a butterfly. So I hope I elucidated some stuff on the matter. Definitely feel free to go and check out all the really great native plants and other things for ecological gardening on our website. And don't forget about the fall plant sale coming up September 29th. Thank you.